What's up guys, it's Blackwing 2040, and just before I begin, I'm sorry that this video is late, and I know I was supposed to review this movie on Monday and the sequel to it on yesterday, but things come up, and you have things of more importance. Not saying I don't enjoy doing this, I do. But anyway, we are going to be reviewing the first movie of Spider Week, and that is Spider-Man. And let me just start by saying this movie was so beautiful, so well done, had a brilliant cast, by the way, and this is of course Spider-Man's first film portrayal. And let me just start by saying what the cast are. You have Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane Watson, James Franco as Harry Osborn, William Dafoe as Norman Osborn, aka Green Goblin, J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, Rosemary Harris as Aunt May, and the late Cliff Robertson as Uncle Ben. May you rest in peace. So let me just start by saying this movie was so well done. From the origin story to the character development to the epic fight scenes and to the climax of the movie, it was just so brilliantly done to the bone. And Tobey Maguire's portrayal of Spider-Man was he played Peter Parker so well. He had the nerd aspect down. He had the doubtness of his character down completely. He had the nervousness of trying to go speak to Mary Jane Watson down perfectly. He portrayed Peter Parker to the bone, like just head on. Now his Spider-Man portrayal, I mean, okay, there was nothing wrong with it. It's just that he wasn't too comedic, because as you know, Spider-Man is a very comedic character, just like how Andrew Garfield did with Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield portrayed Spider-Man as a comedic character perfectly, but Andrew's Peter Parker, it wasn't so perfect, if I should say. But Tobey Maguire did it really well. Kirsten Dunst did amazingly a good job portraying, the girl next door, Mary Jane Watson. And for some reason, as I wondered, after watching this movie over and over again, and then rewatching the sequels, I noticed that in number 1, when Mary Jane speaks, her voice is a lot higher. And then in 2 and 3, she toned her voice down a little bit. Have you guys noticed that? But it doesn't bother me. I just figured that as a coincidence. But anyway, James Franco's portrayal of Harry Osborn, phenomenal. He had the best friend aspect of Peter and Harry. It was perfect. And how, they're best friends, and then you notice that Harry developed feelings for Mary Jane, and Mary Jane became Harry's girlfriend for a little bit, and then Mary Jane actually really had feelings for Peter, and the Peter and Mary Jane relationship and how that love triangle just came up. It was just well written. It was well done so perfectly. And just how Peter starts to explain his feelings for, well, not yet, but Mary Jane pretty much had a crush on Spider-Man, but of course right now she doesn't know that Peter is Spider-Man. But it's so clear that how he described the one scene that gets me the most, that I love how he expresses himself, was in the hospital when how Peter said he supposedly spoke to Spider-Man, gave him advice on what to do when he sees Mary Jane. Pretty much how he explains everything to Mary Jane, and how he said he had a conversation with Spider-Man, and you see the look in his eyes and look in her eyes, and suddenly you just see magic just happen right there in front of your eyes. And it was so beautiful. Now, on to the main villain of this movie. Willem Dafoe portrayed Norman Osborn, aka Green Goblin, and he did really well. And I would find this funny, but growing up, I actually figured Willem Dafoe and James Franco would be the perfect father and son thing. They really do, to be honest. They really do feel like a good father and son aspect. So he got the Goblin aspect perfectly 100%. From the way the villain is, the evil laughter, the plot of he's trying to do. He's trying to send the city a message on what's supposed to happen, and from the many threats that he caused, and that threat he did in Times Square, to for almost killing Aunt May, and for, of course, almost killing Mary Jane. He did it using Mary Jane as bait, of course, because Mary Jane is always the damsel in distress. But using Mary Jane as bait, though, was so perfect. Now, his Norman Osborn character, I would say it kind of made me laugh a little bit, because if you guys remember that scene where Norman is speaking to Harry and criticizing Mary Jane, and how Harry says, like, he was like, it's like, your mother was beautiful, they're all beautiful, and then suddenly they start sniffling you like a pack of ravaging wolves. And then Harry was like, you're wrong about her, Dad. I'm not so wise about your little girlfriend. Do what you need to do and brew her fast. I was like, wow. I was like, wow. Because you would never hear that coming out of Norman Osborn. But then again, you probably would. But he portrayed Norman Osborn and Green Goblin perfectly well. And I was just like, he is the Green Goblin. Pretty much, that's it. He is the Green Goblin. There is no other Green Goblin actor than William Dafoe. That's all I'm going to say. Now, Cliff Robertson as Uncle Ben and Rosemary Harris as Aunt May. Perfect people to portray those characters. Absolutely perfect. And Cliff Robertson did an amazing job doing the whole with great power comes great responsibility thing. He did that perfectly well. You could just see the Uncle Ben aspect in Cliff Robertson and the Aunt May aspect in Rosemary. They're two great actors who portrayed their characters perfectly well. And I keep saying perfect in this review. I mean, come on, not everything is perfect. Now, oh my gosh, J.K. Simmons, whoever chose him to play J. Jonah Jameson did a very, very good decision. I mean, they got the hair to look just like, he even looks like J. Jonah Jameson, to be honest. He is J. Jonah Jameson. Just the way he speaks, the way he talks, the way he yells at his employees, he just got it down hard pat. That's all I gotta say. And guys, I mean, come on, and like I said, Spider-Man was the very first superhero I came across, from the Spider-Man animated series to the movie, and then from then on, other aspects of the Spider-Man mythos. It was so beautiful, so brilliant, and I could watch this movie over and over and over. I would say I can quote this whole movie, but there are parts in this movie I don't remember by heart, but pretty much I could quote many of the lines in this movie, and I just love this movie so perfectly. Now, if you want to know my rating for this movie, I give this film a 4.5 out of 5. I'm not just giving it a perfect score because, oh my gosh, I loved it, I'm actually being real with you guys. I give this movie a 4.5 out of 5. So, hope you enjoyed this review of Spider-Man. Stay tuned for my review of Spider-Man 2. In the comment section below, tell me what did you enjoy about Spider-Man, or what was your favorite Spider-Man film from the trilogy. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And until then, I am Vengeance, I am Darkness, I am Blackwing. Stay golden.